Hi, welcome to our second video on PydanticAI. If you haven't watched the first video, please remember to watch. So there we are covering the basic usage of PydanticAI and see how we can append the conversation history and pass it. Okay, and also how we can get structured output. In this video, we'll focus on tools, how they work, and the internal working of tools, which is not normally understood. There are hundreds of videos on function calling and tools, but none of them really gave me the clarity on how the LLM is able to identify which tool to use and how many times it can use the tool, etc. So we will see those as a working example. So I have prepared the Jupyter notebook using Google Colab. The notebook link will be available for you to log in with your account and try these things yourself. The corresponding documentation web page will also have this code snippet and also the output. Like I mentioned in my first video, I have already saved the Gemini API key and OpenAI API key. So we will use one of these models. So this is to show that we can, of course, use any of these models. PydanticAI is model agnostic. So welcome to the second video again. Let's look at tools, how it works. First, I will demonstrate a case where, if you don't use tool, what can go wrong? See, this is a large language model we are working with. So it treats everything as language components, words, or even alphabets. So when you ask what is 2 plus 2, it is actually treating it as a language. So a response is not a calculated response, it is an inferred response based on its training. So a calculated tool, when added to our query, large language model will have the capability of utilizing the tool for calculations. So similarly, for various use cases, we can create custom tools so that you get precise answers. So what is the first demo? Let's run it and then we'll go over it. So here, so the question is, what is the sine of 73.676 degrees? Now, the sine of 73.676 degrees is approximately 95.6. So let's Google it, degrees. Correct answer is 0.9596 and 9596. See the difference? So the last third decimal place is wrong. You got it? So large language model is not having the ability to calculate, for example. So what we will do is, using this example, we will extend it using adding a tool, and we will use the beautiful mechanism that PydanticAI offers to add tools. Remember, all these Python snippets have explanation. In case if you don't understand any specific line, you will get the explanation. So here, initial lines are similar, but here, see, after initializing the agent, we are adding a tool. So see this, we are adding the decorator agent.tool and creating a trigonometry tool. Okay, so name of the tool and some docstring based explanation of what this tool does and the parameters. For our understanding, we are also printing tool called and the values passed to the tool. So far is clear. Let me repeat. We have defined a function and then we have added the agent.tool decorator so that this goes along with the agent call in Pydantic. So now, so that is all that you need to do. We don't need to tell the agent to call the tool or anything like that. We just need to define the tool. That is the beauty of it. So I used to always wonder, how does it identify the tool? So stay on. Let's continue with our experiments. So let's run it first to confirm that it works. See here, tool called, what was our previous reply? 0.956. And what is the reply here? 0.959. So see this? So this is an accurate response using the tool, and tool is being called with the parameter, the degree that we passed here, and the operation also is passed. So large language model understood our question and it realized that there is a tool that is able to do this computation, and it extracted the parameter and the operation from our query and called the tool, all within Pydantic AI. Otherwise, we would have had to manually parse JSON and identify and then create a string to evaluate and then call the tool manually. So that is, if you have done that, you will know how complicated it is to manage when you have multiple tools. Okay, so let's now see what happens when we add more tools. Okay, so what we will do is, we will also add another model to it for us to see the thought process. Okay, so here we are defining a thought process and passing that also to the agent's result type. So when agent replies, it will also give us the thought. So we have added one arithmetic tool and one trigonometry tool, which was already there. So there are two tools injected into this agent. How can we use both these tools? So what we will tell is, find the sum of 73.676 degrees and add 2 to it. Okay. So now let's see how it works. See, trigonometry tool called, and then it called the arithmetic tool, operation add 2, got it, and the answer, final answer is adding 2 it, see 2.9596. So this is a demonstration of how it's able to identify the right tool based on the properties of the tool. We don't need to explicitly mention anywhere else for trigonometry use this tool or arithmetic use this tool. Clear? Now we are going into more interesting areas which nobody has demonstrated. So I used to always wonder how the tools are being identified. So let's see what is the next thing that we are going to do. So here what we are going to do is, we removed the tool comments and we shortened the tool name. So what we did was, we removed the docstring from the arithmetic function and shortened the name to arith. Same way, we removed the docstring and renamed the trigonometry tool as trig. Clear? Now let's see what happens when we run. And the question is same, find the sine of 73.676 degrees and add 2 to it. So here, see, it is still able to call the right tool. Trigonometry tool was called, arithmetic tool was called. So only way it could have identified the right tool was to understand the portion of the tool name trig and arith. Clear? So it is that capable. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to change the tool name further. The arithmetic tool, we call it tool 1. It has no comments, it has no docstring, and the trigonometry tool, we will call it tool 2. Now let's see what it will do. Okay, let's run it. See, trigonometry tool called to find the sine, but arithmetic tool was not called. But large language model added 2 to it. Clear? So it was not able to identify the right tool. Let's run it again to see what happens. Again, trigonometry tool was called, and the trigonometry tool has no indication that it is trigonometry, except the fact that operation has sign in it. So if the parameter has sign in it, it could be matching this here and then using the tool. So the tool identification has an extra step in understanding the matching tool and picking it. But here the addition, it was not able to pick up. Okay, so now here we really make the agent confused. So here what we did was we added for the trigonometry tool also we added extra parameters num1, num2, num3, so that the parameter signature also are similar for the tools, and the names have already been changed. We have made it more difficult for it to identify the right tool. So let's see now what happens. No, see, this time it went wrong. For the trigonometry function, it called the arithmetic tool, and for arithmetic function, it called the trigonometry tool. It's not giving the error because we are returning dummy values. So the answer is completely wrong. So parameter signature, that is number of parameters and the type of parameter also is a factor to identify the tool. So now to this confused code snippet, what we will do is we will add the comments. Okay, so docstring we will add, correct docstring. Now when we run, it should pick up the correct tool. See, trigonometry tool is picked first and arithmetic tool is picked up, and 2.959 correct answer is. So is it clear? So now, so when you create agent with tools, make sure that these patterns match so that it picks up the right tool. So that part is clear, I suppose. So next video, we will see how agent retries. So that is a short video, quick video, but these videos you won't find anywhere. And remember to like, subscribe and share with your friends so that let's all learn. And if you have discovered some new features of PydanticAI, please share. And the code and the documentation that I have used here, including the Jupyter Collab notebook, is also shared. This is Sree signing off. Bye-bye.